everybody, and welcome to episode 98. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
And I'm Slim Shady, as I'm the real Shady, and all the other Shades are just imitating.
So first off, I want to start off with saying hi to my boy Derek.
Boo.
Boo. If he's still here, I told him to come back.
You know that he wasn't going to stick around. Also, his name is spelled wrong.
Well, it is Derrick.
Yeah, there's too many letters.
Yeah,
Derek. That's all you need.
That's what
you're wasting everybody's time.
I mean, you can't really blame Baby Stark for that.
No,
that's his mom.
You can change the spelling of his name. Chris Carter changed the spelling of his name.
That's true. So then, to get right on in front of this, I got the first round of the COVID vaccine on Thursday.
Yes.
And now I have a cold. So I don't know if it's a side effect,
COVID-19.
coincidence,
Right.
but
Ryan says hello, hello, hello with about 4 trillion exclamation points.
hi, Ryan. It's too bad you're not down here, Ryan.
No, it's good that you're not down here.
Poor Ryan. Just
So,
gets trash talked every time.
We had to immediately cut pre-roll conversation because it was really good podcast conversation.
It
Yep.
was.
We were about to get into a heated argument about 6 minutes before the podcast started. So hello, Gabe.
Oh, hi, Gabe.
It looks like Chimera and FR Cruz.
Frankie.
Okay. I'm not as in on the group as you.
I had tuned in before we left for the studio to their podcast, and it was looking sharp. They had Frankie, Yoshi, Gabe, and then I don't know who was in the lower right. Off of memory. Maybe Chimera? I think. So, all right.
So unobservant, Jeremy.
We're going to get... I'm not... Oh, if you guys were here last week, we talked about Psych. Since then,
Guess who loves Psych? What?
I'm almost through season 1. It's really good.
I cannot tell you how many times Jeremy's been like, I love Psych. Psych is so good. I love Psych. I've been telling you since we got married, you have to watch
It was
Psych.
fun to be the grump. It's always fun to
to be
downplay.
obstinate, yeah.
Yes. Be like, no, I'm going to hate it.
Ryan says his girlfriend has gotten the shot and she's been tired and has a kind of bad cough. So.
Yeah, it's been... Yeah, and then
Maybe it's because our immune systems just haven't been activated at all for the last year.
Yeah.
Seriously. So Jeremy's cough has been wreaking havoc on my child's nap time.
every single time I cough... Can you do the Chip impersonation?
He's like he opens his eyes and he looks at you like, what the heck?
Reactivate it again. That's what he does every time. And here's the thing. I'll muffle it. Nope, doesn't matter. If I cough, he immediately just wakes up and he's angry.
Are you telling me he's a hypochondriac?
Yeah, right.
Cam says, glad you tried Psych.
Oh, Cam. I have not run to the P.O. box, Cam. I have been so busy. I've got your email. I have all intent to reply. I will reply to you tonight.
It's been a bit of a week.
Done. It has been a bit of a week.
Chip's going through
I'm very excited.
I think
Chip has been just
fussy at night, so he needs to rush home to his wife's aid.
Hi, Chimera. Hi, Brad.
hi,
Jared.
Chimera. Hi, Brad.
Man, we're getting all the people commenting today.
Yay.
Okay.
All right, let's jump right into this.
Let's jump in. Okay,
all right.
So as you guys know, if you follow us on Facebook, basically you only get 2 types of notifications from us. You either get, hey, the podcast is going live, or you get something like this. This is a meme.
I think this was really funny.
So Jeremy posted this today, and it's hilarious. The Photoshop work, A+.
Yep.
That still only counts as 1.
I was going to say it too. It still only counts as 1.
So, fantastic. Cam says no worries on you being very bad at managing your time.
Thank you.
All right, so the reason we bring this up is we were talking about how many people get actually killed, but it still only counts as 1 or whatever.
Right.
And the number I had always heard for the first Death Star is that it was a couple 100,000 people were killed when the Death Star was destroyed. And then Kara pulled up some fact thing out of what
It was
the
like the first thing that popped up on
and I've heard those numbers before too, so as legitimate as anything else. So it had listed 265,000 civilian operators operated the Death Star.
Yep.
And then it listed separate from that all the military personnel. So the total number of just entities destroyed was like 1.5 million ish.
1.7 million people and 400,000 droids.
Nobody counts the droids.
Nobody
okay,
counts the
would you
droids.
count R2 and
No.
BB-8?
Would you count an airplane
how
as
would
a
you be able to tell
casualty?
when you're picking through the rubble if it's R2D2 or a soda machine?
You would know.
No one counts the droids.
Now, Jeremy, how would you feel about K2SO?
Star Wars droids aside, our conversation
Think about
reached,
the cute little mouse droids.
Our conversation
Mouse droid does
reached,
not count. They're period.
that actually should count up against the human who invented it.
I love
It was
mouse droids.
1.499999 now because we take the mouse droid guy out of there.
Poor mouse.
Anyways, what we got into was it still only counts as one was funny because how many did Legolas get when he shot? I think 50 when he took down the
Yeah.
elephant thing.
Elephant.
Well, Timothy Oliphant. Anyways, so Carol was like, it's a bummer because he killed 1.5 million people. And that's when Chris was like, oh, it was 200,000 people or whatever. So then I had to interject, which I just cut Kara off, but I had to interject really in a military scenario. It wasn't like the 1.5 million, that was a military target.
1.7
So
million.
it was, well, the 1.5 of the million.
1.5 million
military.
of that was military.
And then the
Hold on. No, 1.7 million military personnel, stormtroopers, commanders, and trash compactor operators.
Trash compactor operator is a civilian position. I will
That
die on
is a
that
civilian
hill.
position. So what I wanted to say was the rebels actually killed 250,000 innocent people.
They're not innocent. They're working for the Empire.
No, they're not.
okay.
They're innocent.
Do you think that people that work for the post office are complicit in all government schemes?
People who work for the post office aren't in a ship
It depends
that
on if they
blows up
deliver
a
my
planet with
packages on
billions
Once
of
we're
people.
delivering mail to the moon and to Mars, they are going to be.
I'm just saying, the people on that Death Star were working on the Death Star when they blew up
Because
a
they
planet
needed
with
a
billions
paycheck.
of people.
Yeah, they were cleaning.
Intergalactic taxes in the core systems are outrageous.
They were cleaning toilets. They were running the trash compactors. Those were innocent people. Now, I've never been one to be like the Empire did nothing wrong group of people out there because they exist. There's a whole subreddit dedicated to them. But yeah, the rebellion really did blow up 250,000 innocent people.
And to which Kara replied,
What did I reply?
the Death Star
they're
blew up
innocent.
Alderaan.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said. I already said that. Death Star blew up Alderaan. I said it like 3 times already.
In this conversation?
Yeah.
I don't recall. Chat.
Not since before the podcast.
Yeah,
I
before
did.
the podcast
You
you
did.
I
You brought it
did during
up.
this conversation
no, you
here.
didn't.
I
No,
said
you
it
didn't.
at least 2 times.
No way.
I did.
Revisionist history.
Oh
Clip
my
it.
gosh. I said it twice.
Comment if you heard Kara say,
Anyway, so she did say it. We're not disputing that it was said.
Right.
Just the quantity of times is in dispute. Regardless. Just because they killed, what, a couple billion people maybe? Does not give you the right to just turn around and also inflict massive civilian casualty.
I mean, really, 1.7 million out of a billion is only like 0.1%.
It's still, an eye for an eye makes the world go blind here. This is why you're Fire Nation.
yes. We're back full circle again.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, so you guys weigh in the comments. We want to know how you feel. Do you think the civilian contractors were complicit in the Empire's nefarious schemes, or just honest Star Wars universe people trying to make a buck and provide for their families?
Right. I'm curious to know.
Daryl says, heard a rumor that the blaster noises you hear in the background during Darth Vader's death, so on the second Death Star, are stormtroopers shooting each other to get to escape pods.
Dang.
That's
Oh
pretty
my
rough.
gosh. That's dark.
Okay, so Cam says, technically the use of fear and required service time in recruiting the Empire would allow for some to be innocent. That's true too. Once they did forced conscription, like
That means the number's higher than 1.5 million. The number's much higher.
But I
There's probably 400,000 innocent people that got killed on that. What a tragedy.
yeah, how many FN whatever
FN
is-
218
Think of all of the Derricks
287.
that got destroyed.
Yeah, even though their names are spelled wrong.
Well, Derricks technically would be one of the military people then.
Oh.
Yeah, he would.
But think people like Derek.
Okay, but here's the thing. When you're going to apply for a job and you're scrolling through and you're like, oh, Death Star.
It was probably called Forward Operating Base 738-C. Yeah, they're not going to just call it the Death Star.
Was it Starbase or whatever? What was the
No,
name?
it
of
was Stardust.
Stardust was the code name for it while it was getting
In Rogue One, yeah.
built.
Yeah, so forward operating base Stardust is looking for a elevator maintenance technician. You got to think, how many elevators are on there? You would never not have something to do. You'd be like, I'm going to make so much money for my family. Back on Rhodia.
This did break. Well, okay, Rhodians are aliens, and the Empire hates aliens.
That's why they don't serve in their military, but they have civilian contractors.
The only alien that served in the Empire was Thrawn.
Well,
and that's just because he looked like Blue Benedict Cumberbatch.
yeah.
Okay, so did you hear that Benedict Cumberbatch has come out and said he has zero intention of playing Thrawn?
Then that's totally his prerogative.
It is.
Totally
I think he'd be perfect. But anyway.
Do you know? Well, so do you know the reason why though? The only reason why he doesn't want to get painted blue. That's it.
Can't they do like?
Because he said.
Oh God, do it in post. That would be a nightmare.
Well, couldn't they put them like in a green suit and then?
Well, what's the point?
I think what he wants is to just not have 5 hours of makeup a day, and that's fine.
True.
That's what it's exactly it.
Okay, so according to this is Wikipedia. Take it how you will. This breaks down how much staff. Okay, so there was 265,675 crew, and I'm guessing that's just the civvies, right?
Okay.
52,276 gunners, 607,360 troops, 30,984 stormtroopers, 42,782 ship support staff, and 180,200.
Right. That's operation support.
Yeah, and 180,216 pilots and support crew.
That's also me then.
So, that's a lot.
Yep.
I want to know if you want to get into the dark side of things. So we know TIE fighters don't have hyperdrives. The TIE Advanced does. That's it. So we know Vader got bumped out of there. I'm sure if the X-Wings flew away. Oh, Yavin was still around though. So that's good. I wonder how many TIE fighters like were flying around that just... They're like, watch that thing blow up, and they're like, goodbye. And then they just go land on a part of Yavin and just like try not to get caught.
That would suck. Because, can you imagine?
Yeah.
What if they were just out in...
He's too far to have gotten into space on his own.
Exactly. That's no moon.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
Yeah. It's a trap.
Oh,
we have a sign in Chip's nursery that says, "Don't grow up, it's a trap." And I really want to get a little thing of Akbar and put it on the frame. So, I mean,
right, totally.
Oh my!
I think I saw one more comment pop.
Oh, it's Brad and Chimera talking on Twitch.
Oh
no! What they really said is they heard me talk twice about how Alderaan got blown up. And Chris doesn't want
the millions of people we have watching right now who's coming to your defense.
Wait until you're going to go through this and you're going to hear what.
Daryl said Captain Marvel isn't coming to save you in your TIE fighter.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, because Iron Man, right? All right. So okay. So that was a funny conversation. We can keep comments coming in on that one for people to talk if they want to talk about it. So the next thing I pose to you both is if you could change the course of history by having someone, you have the ability to say this person is going to poop their pants at what time in their life. I'm
going to pick Ryan Thilmany yesterday.
Could you so I can give you an example. If you could make Abraham Lincoln poop his pants 10 seconds before he was shot, he would have gotten up and then he would have maybe stopped John Wilkes Booth and he could still be alive today. So that was one.
Alive today? Get out of town. Robo Lincoln serves his 78th consecutive term in office.
He could still be alive longer than when he was passed away. So that was one. So example.
Is this going to introduce a Final Destination type scenario where he has a wagon accident the next day and still dies?
No fallout. But you get to make one person.
There's huge fallout.
Poop their pants in history. So another one that I read was an actual real world example was it was in Australia. This prime minister guy crapped his pants when he was supposed to be having this conversation with the Suez or the Panama Canal. And because he left the bargaining table, they lost their foothold in that region and lost like tons and tons and tons of money in economy.
Oh my gosh.
And then there was one that was talking about like the start of World War I. If they would have made who's the guy that Ferdinand who got shot?
Yeah, Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
He got shot, right?
But it's more complicated than that. But yes, he is ostensibly the causing factor of all the
shooters. Were in the wrong spot, but the motor brigade ended up taking them out.
They threw a bomb at him. It didn't work. It blew up the car behind him. and then they ran away. And then they're like, oh, okay, well, it's just an attempted bombing of the Archduke, whatever. Let's cruise around some more. And they just happened to get lost and drove in front of where the shooter was.
Oh my
and then he
gosh.
killed them.
So
I mean, planned much, just saying.
well, no, I mean, it was like,
Sometimes it's just the right time.
it was like the wrong, like, yeah, they took the wrong turn and ended back up in front of him. So somebody was saying that you could have made that person crap their pants and still Archduke Ferdinand wouldn't have made it out that day. Like World War I was just bound to happen because it was already.
Yeah.
It was already
Tensions
whatever.
were high.
So I don't know if you can think of anything, but it
I
could
mean,
be really
obviously,
funny.
like Hitler's dad could crap his pants before he goes to make Hitler.
Well, one of the other funny ones
Yes.
so I was watching and it made me laugh just so much. Is the whole Elon Musk throwing the rock at the window or the steel ball at the window for the Tesla truck? And it was like, it would just be funny if you could make him crap his pants like a second after it broke the glass. Like on stage, so on top of that, how would you make that movement any more cringeworthy? You need to see that video. Have you seen it?
I have not.
So he's like, this glass it is unbreakable, whatever his unbreakable glass is. They take like a steel ball and they drop it from 4 feet and it to this flat piece of glass doesn't break. And they're like, but just wait, that's normal bulletproof glass. So they go their glass and they go up like 15 feet and drop a steel ball, doesn't break. So then he's like, has this guy come out and he's like a pitcher and he takes a steel ball and he like doesn't wind up pitch, but just throws it at the window and it shatters. So Elon Musk is like, that wasn't supposed to happen. And the guy's like, well, maybe I threw it too hard, but it was like supposed to be unbreakable. So he picks it up and he's like, well, let's try the back window. He throws it, it breaks. They both, and he just like tossed it on the back window and it broke.
I feel like somebody just installed the wrong glass.
That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. I was like, I wonder if it was just the wrong glass.
It's
but-
like they're like, we got to get this thing together, and the glass is still 2 days away. Let's just get it done.
They were
It's not
all
like they're gonna
crapping
throw
their
rocks at
pants,
it.
right? They were all crapping their pants, and they saw that was the truck they picked for the test.
Well, so we could make this even funnier then. We could take it from a real world scenario to a fictional Star Wars scenario. So could you imagine when like Obi-Wan met Jar Jar for the first time and like Jar Jar crapped his pants? Maybe Obi-Wan wouldn't have worked with him and then we would have never had Jar Jar in the prequels.
I feel like Obi-Wan fell victim to social pressure to not tell Jar Jar to just get away from him.
Right.
It's like he was like, there's like the social pressure is like, I've got to be nice to this alien creature. And he's like eye rolling the whole time. He's like, ugh. And so like, I still think his manners would have been too high. Even if Jar Jar had loosed his bowels on himself, he would have still
Now,
been like,
what do you think a Gungan crap smells like?
what do you think a Gungan regular smells like?
I'm guessing a Gungan smells fishy. So
We'll talk about more funny poop scenarios when we come back. But Kara had a funny one. You can tell us the other that you told me when we were driving in the car the other day. I'll remind you if you need help.
I do need help.
The speak like a Gungan.
Oh.
Or look like a Gungan.
Yeah, so I saw this thing on Facebook, and it was just a question. It said, you have to choose to either talk like a Gungan for the rest of your life or look like a Gungan for the rest of your life, and you cannot kill yourself.
So what would you pick,
choose?
Chris?
Right?
It's like neither one is a good option because either you look incredibly racist or you look like a Gungan.
So yeah, Jeremy was like, I choose to sound like it. And I was like, oh yeah, because Misa Jeremy choose to use a carrot to have it to hold sa, you know?
That is so funny, though.
You would be exiled from society, Jeremy.
Well, then it gets
You wouldn't
worse.
be able to do your job. Kara would easily divorce you.
It looks worse. That's what I was gonna say. I said, Carol, well, you still would put up with me, and then she's like, but really, like long term, like really, like. Oh, hi, sa Chip. Misa, your father.
Can you imagine Jeremy doing his job? Hey, sa Brett sa Sursa.
We're gonna pull ejector seats today.
You got to be real careful. Misa go south real quick. That one bomb bad explosion.
You know what crap you would have gotten going through basic if you talked like that.
That would have made you
I
drive
mean-
yourself to end it all,
Yep.
even if you couldn't.
That is ridiculous.
So, Carol, would you talk though, or would you go?
I would talk, but then I just pretend I was mute.
Well, in that it may be an option, I guess.
I'd learn
fair.
sign language real fast.
What if you had to do it in sign language though?
Yeah, Misa Kara.
Adding at the end of everything.
Yeah, Brad said look like one.
Yay, Brad.
Really? I mean,
But then he would
Also,
talk normal, though. He could be
but
distinguished.
then you'd look.
Yeah, like I can still do the podcast looking like Jar Jar Binks.
I mean, it's true, but you'd look ridiculous.
But you could. What if you like spoke and you were very?
I mean,
the
okay,
ability to speak does not make one intelligent. That
yeah.
That's true.
no, that was Qui-Gon to Jar Jar.
Yeah, it's like Qui-Gon. So Qui-Gon probably would have told Jar Jar to get lost if Jar Jar crapped his pants. Because Qui-Gon doesn't give a crap. It
No, was it Qui-Gon or Obi-Wan who saved Jar Jar?
was Obi-Wan.
It was Obi-Wan, huh? I thought it was Qui-Gon.
No, he's the one who you pulled him down under the transport or whatever.
Oh, Obi-Wan's too nice.
Yep.
I-
The social contract strikes again. If it weren't for Obi-Wan's politeness, we never would have gotten Senator Jar Jar Binks.
Right.
Lord.
The executive power never would have been granted to Palpatine.
It's true.
Just his inability to tell Jar Jar to get lost
I mean-
destroyed the whole universe.
Jar Jar did get redeemed in
in the Aftermath books.
His little section, he did get some redemption. It was really nice.
It was really nice. I could just imagine though at the end of Return of the Jedi when he's like, "You won't turn to the dark side, then you will die," and then Palpatine just craps his pants. I mean, that would be really funny.
Craps his pants as he's zapping
or as
Luke.
Vader picks him up and he craps his pants, and Vader throws him down early. Really, man? Really?
You know, a robe wouldn't hold anything in either.
No, wouldn't it
that's
just
the
be like
worst
turds
part.
rolling out of his robe?
Brad says he'd get all the chicks and he can swim like a Gungan.
There you go. See,
So I was gonna say, I was like, so I would if we lived in a society like in Star Wars where there's multiple alien species, you're not really looked upon weirdly, except by the Empire, for being an alien, then I would probably choose to look like a Gungan rather than sound like a Gungan.
well, that leads us on to the next question.
You can't blow your nose and talk at the same time, Jeremy, because I'm muting you.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. That leads us to the next question. The next question being, did people hate Gungans because of the way they looked or the way they talked?
Or the way they smelled.
Or the way they smelled, because not all Gungans really talked as bad as Jar Jar.
No,
did they?
the general guy, he didn't sound that bad. Not Boss Nass. Boss Nass is a freak. But the general guy with you know the one I'm talking about?
We in trouble now, Jaja. Like when the blue balls are rolling
Yeah.
around. Oh, what a cool, the
Oh.
blue ball sound effect is really cool.
The blue balls.
Kara,
Sorry.
this is a child's podcast.
Is it though?
A child's podcast. Oh my goodness. All three, Cam says, when context has lost me.
All three.
Can you clarify for us, Cam?
I'm sorry, the leg makes it hard to link together what.
Maybe he wants to look and sound like a Gungan.
That's
Right.
the only two things.
And live like a Gungan?
Oh, why did people not like Gungans? The way they looked, the way they sounded, the way they smelled.
Got it.
We and they just replied, yeah, so that's the leg time we're talking about.
That is the leg time.
Yep, and Brad came up with the same guess. Okay. So, yeah.
If you could be-
Freaking Gungans.
If you be any species other than human in Star Wars, what would you be?
Ooh. I mean, Rhodians have pretty eyes, but I wouldn't want to look like one.
Rodian's eyes
I mean,
are
if I was going to go
You'd just be,
full
you'd be
alien,
constantly duck lip kissy face, though.
if I was to actually go full alien, like Thorians would be pretty cool.
I love Ithorians.
They're awesome.
How would you find clothes that fit right your neck? Like, swoop.
You always have to wear button-ups.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
I'd be a Togruta.
I know you would be. You dress as one as when you're human. Even being a human isn't good enough. You want to be a Togruta when you're
What would I be?
a Wookiee.
He wants to.
With
What's
your epic beard.
what's Hondo?
A Wookiee would be pretty cool. I don't know what Hondo
A Nikto.
Yeah.
is. Is he though?
I think Hondo's a Nikto, isn't he?
Hondo's awesome. Hello, my Jedi friends.
I love that he is the host for the Star Wars Ride
I
at Millennium
know.
Falcon.
And he's Jim Cummings.
He is Jim Cummings. He's super funny.
Compromise. Okay, so it says the Anaka gang was a gang pirate still led by Hondo Anaka. Comprised of Weequay, Nikto. Sorry.
Cam says he'd be a Wookiee.
Yes.
Yes, Cam. David, Derek, Wyatt, if any of you
Biff,
are
Jawa,
watching,
Ishi,
let us know.
Chimba.
Come on. Be any alien in Star Wars. What would you be?
They probably can't think of the names of them.
If they don't, Gabe.
He'd be the guy.
If they don't, I'm going to start assigning them. Well, because Gabe, we know is an Ewok. That's funny. No one laughed at it.
Why is Gabe an Ewok?
Because he's Gabe the Ewok.
Oh, okay, fine. Oh, Jawas apparently were.
Dathomirian. There you go.
Oh yeah,
That's Brad's choice.
Ooh.
that's cool. So
Maul.
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say Savage, but yeah, small as well. Yes.
Kara.
What?
David says he's going to go with, and I quote, whatever yoga is.
Yoda, but he's unknown.
Yeah,
He
Yoda.
he said yoga.
Well,
Oh, now we corrected it to Yoda.
I was going to say, I'm going to go out on a limb and go ahead and say
I'm
that.
not going to put words in anyone's mouth. Yoga is stretching.
But nobody knows what Yoda is. He's an unknown species.
What if there can only be two?
But there's really 3:
What if there can only be two?
Yoda, Grogu, and then
Yaddle.
Yaddle.
Yaddle died so that Grogu could live.
So Yaddle, the name Yaddle makes me think of, for whatever reason, Fiddler on the Roof.
Is that a character in Fiddler?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
I have also never seen it.
Oh,
Is it about roofs and fiddles?
It's about a Jewish family.
Hey, my back! I tell you what.
Eva was a rich man. Is
that for Fiddler?
Yeah, and then Gwen Stefani went and made it If I Was a Rich Girl.
No way.
100%.
That was a very popular song. The
It
fact that
was a very popular song.
It was a very popular
but
song.
she
The way
took that from
like,
Fiddler.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
When I
I've never
first heard it,
this
I was
song.
like,
Now Weird Al needs to do a version of it.
right?
I would have heard it if I heard the weird. I don't no idea what song you're talking about.
Well,
If I was a rich girl.
I know that. That's the only reason I know it. I didn't know the Fiddler on the
Yeah,
Roof version.
totally a Fiddler song.
I knew that other version.
I
that you
actually
were just
auditioned
singing.
for Fiddler on the Roof.
The movie?
Did not get into it. Play up at the Playhouse.
Oh.
But I didn't get in because, I'm a giant and they don't want
It makes
giant
the rest of
women.
us look like little tiny dwarves.
Right? Seriously, if they ever cast me in a play again, they're probably going to be like, here's a fake beard. Stick that on. You're a boy now. I'd be like, okay, great. Thanks.
You can be Gandalf.
Right?
So
Can you imagine a Lord of the Rings stage play? That'd be insane.
It would be crazy.
that would be crazy.
I'll be the Balrog.
Yes.
Jeez. So we've got, as far as side projects go, I've been learning Blender. Making
Whoa. You're just going to throw that out there? There's going to be pressure on you to succeed now.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm still learning Spanish. 46
I
day
was gonna
streak, 48 day streak.
When
Karen
I
just hit
announced
50 yesterday.
I'm on 50, today I'll be 53.
Oh, well, told me to congratulate you for 50 yesterday, so.
Anyway, last time when I announced I was working on animating, I didn't work on animating a day after that.
Well, what do ye of little faith? I'm committed.
I trust you. I have faith in you.
I don't, but
I've been staying up late
He has been.
to make sure I hit.
deserting his fatherly duties, shirking his work
Nah.
responsibilities, giving up on personal hygiene.
No, the
Only.
only thing I've
learn
been
Blender.
sacrificing has been sleep. I cut into my sleep time.
He starts working when I start putting Chip down for bed. There's really nothing Jeremy can do to help with that. So
Yep,
Hold the hammer a little bit higher.
that's right. But Zakara, you've been drawing this week.
I have been working on art.
It's drawing really
Yeah.
good.
I made an art. What do you think of this? Put it up in the Rembrandt Museum.
Exactly. I
then-
drew a picture of Leah. It's not finished, but a picture of Leah from Stardew Valley.
because that's
Nice.
been our jam.
Yep.
Is playing Stardew Valley this past
Yep,
week.
because they came out with all the updates finally on Xbox and pretty sweet.
So
Any
Kara,
Stardew players in the comments section?
yeah, if you guys like Stardew, so Kara, so some funny stories we have, guys. I haven't talked about. Okay, so our animal names, right? We did more of a rancher build this time
Mm-hmm.
around, so we're really hitting the farm animals heavy.
We've always ever done crops.
And we've always just
Heavy
we've
crops.
done,
We've
like,
had animals,
a
but
couple
mostly
animals, but-
crops.
So
I usually do one full building of each.
I want a full building of just nothing but pigs. Truffle money it's the easiest money, I swear. So we've had some funny jokes when it comes to naming our animals this time around. So first off, we have 3 ducks. We have Donald,
Glomgold.
Glomgold, but here's what's funny. So Glomgold specifically is glitched.
He
so
is.
he runs around in the pen,
He's
twitching
constantly
his neck.
Just constantly. It's so funny.
And so it is funny because Kara's like, oh, it's Glom Gold. And then,
You know who it is the moment you walk into the chicken coop or the coop.
He's sitting there glitched. And then
He's got Duck ALS.
we got some milk cows. And so Kara named our very first milk cow Milkenstein. And I just think it's absolutely hilarious seeing Milkenstein. So we got our second cow.
Okay, I want people to put in the comments what you actually think of Jeremy naming the cow this, because I was a little bit salty about it.
I thought
He
it was
thinks it's hilarious. I'm a little bit salty about it.
I named the cow Kara. And the reason why that's funny is Kara is currently making food for Chip. So I thought it'd be funny if there was a cow version, and it gets even funnier.
No woman wants a cow named after
But
them.
the best part about it is, Chris, when you use the milk bucket and you go up to a cow after you've already milked it, it says the name of the animal and then has no milk right now. So if you try to like double milk Kara, it says Kara has no milk right now. And that's super funny to me because that's a real world problem. People go through that.
All right, so Cam said, so Brad, no, we don't have cows. Like in real life. So
My brother does.
That's not you guys.
Rosie and Penny, and I love them.
So Stardew Valley is ostensibly a Harvest Moon clone.
It is. It's a Harvest
It
Moon.
was like there had been no Harvest Moon games forever, so somebody decided that they were going to make their own Harvest Moon game called Stardew Valley. So it's basically it's a farming town relationship simulator thing or whatever. Like you move into this farm that your grandfather had, and you
Get away from the city life.
And you have a couple of years, for the point of the game, you have a couple of years to fix it up, but there's no end game for the game.
Right.
So it's like you can plant crops, you can sell them for stuff, you can interact with the townsfolk and build your relationships. There's festivals and there's events and stuff like that. And you can get married and you can have kids, you can build bigger houses, you can build your farm basically any way to do. There's
mining and combat.
Yeah, so, and then you can actually, there's a combat farm too.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, yep.
But there's all sorts of different stuff that you can do in the game to try and sort of progress this town. It's one of those things where it's like, as the farm gets better and as you do stuff for the town, like the town gets better and people like you more and everything. And it's
each character there's a lot, like over 15 probably, 18, 20 characters. Each one has a unique storyline that you progress by having a relationship with them, like getting
you learn about their past. There's like some mayoral hanky-panky happening.
Oh man. So it's really funny. Have you ever seen the Pierre's one where you find a hidden stash in his room? And he says, please don't tell my wife. And he's like, great, now I have to go find a new stash. And he walks away, but it doesn't say what it is.
I always assumed it was like weed or something like that.
Yeah, right. He probably has like a dirty magazine in there or something.
A dirty magazine about weeds.
Guess who my first 10 heart friend was? Jeremy, you already know.
It's always
Gold.
No.
Linus.
It's always Linus.
Always
so
Linus.
Linus is a great character.
He's super easy. Like any berry you find on the ground,
Any foraged
foraged item, yeah.
And then fish as well. He likes fish. So what's fun is
anyway, so what he's referring to now is you can give gifts to villagers and you can increase your relationship rapport with them. And then there are stages which you can get to where you'll get cutscenes with those characters.
Yes.
Or cutscenes of those characters. So like it helps fill in the story. And it's really, really, really fun.
Yep. And they just came out with a new update about a month ago. So we decided to start a new farm. And we're playing on the new farm, which is a beach farm, which is really, really fun.
It's relaxing. It's nice. Like,
it's a stress-free game.
It is.
So it's a video game, Brad. We're just describing a video game.
Yeah. And they just came out with a board game.
Yep.
Which came in the mail 3 days ago.
Oh, so we're talking earlier.
Yesterday, I thought.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were talking earlier about how the mail, you were using as an example, Chris, mailman shipping packages in space and being collateral damage. So I said, I'm not going to consider it a big deal if it's the people who don't deliver by mail. So this package, the Stardew Valley board game, was delayed twice by weather in Florida at the beginning end, and it was delayed by like 3 days. And then at the tail end, it was delayed a day because of a snowstorm we got hit with here. And the weather here has been absolutely bonkers. We got like dumped on. How many inches of snow did we get?
I don't know. Quite a few.
I thought it was only like 2 or 3, but it was that packed, really gross, hard snow.
Well, then
we got
today
a bit
I
more,
had
I think,
a legitimate pond in my yard today. A legitimate pond.
Oh, yeah,
there was so much water, I had to shovel it.
And today it was 57. And so, like, the ground is beginning to thaw. So when I walked from the house to the car, I was sinking down into the ground. I was like, dang, if I had known it was going to be like this, I was going to wear water boots, you know? Like...
I'm hoping that the stream is still going. The computer is freaking out right now.
Is it?
Yeah, so it's stuck at 35 minutes into the podcast. And I was like, I noticed it was starting to chug, so I was just trying to close like Photoshop and stuff, and I'm hoping.
It's still going on my phone right now.
Well, it's
stuck on the screen.
come on.
Yeah, it's going.
All right.
That's weird.
Is the image stuck or no?
No, it's
The image stuck is on Chris. That's weird. But look at the image is stuck.
on there, but not here.
Let me try something real quick here.
Hold on, we got.
Yeah, David said still going.
Oh,
Yeah.
not
Oh,
responding.
Cam says we're supposed to get more snow tomorrow. And he says it's still going on Twitch and Facebook.
All right. Well, if we lose the stream, I apologize. Oh, did it pull through? Looks like it pulled through. Maybe. There we go. Oh my goodness! Now all the things are happening. Get out of here, Task Manager. Oh, the trials of technology. Anyway, yeah, boo, snow. Everyone hates it. Nobody likes it. Don't even pretend like you do.
Well, thank you. Sorry. So David came in clutchy immediately, but that was really weird. I was looking at the screen, and Chris was obviously looking at the screen. You were looking at your phone, Kara, and everything was locked up on the computer. Nothing was moving.
Yeah.
So the
You guys
fact that
wouldn't
it was still
believe me that
no,
it was
we did believe you, but
Yeah, no, the fact that it still worked, even though everything was seized
frozen.
up.
That was insane.
Yeah, I was thinking back when I was like, man, this is gonna be annoying to try and like get back up and running for everybody. And,
Right. That's crazy.
Cry.
hey, shut up, David. You don't count.
What did he say?
He said he loves snow because he makes money.
Oh yeah, because he's got a plow now.
So yeah, Jeremy and I have talked about it, and with having a child now, we are going to try to be positive about snow around him, so he doesn't grow up with his automatic snow sucks. I hate snow, even though I very much do hate snow.
I cannot be positive about snow, so you just have to keep him away from me during the winter months, which unfortunately is 9 months of the year. So
Right.
I know.
he'll
Here's the
not know
thing.
who I am.
It's really pretty when it's fresh snow, and I'm looking at from the inside of my nice warm house out.
I wish that the snow could happen at like 70 degrees. So I was like, I don't care if
Right?
there's snow all over. Like, I just want to be comfortable. Like, I didn't have to wear a coat to the podcast today. I'm wearing shorts and a shirt.
Yep.
Just stroll in.
It was
Not like,
beautiful.
Man, I
It's
wish it
still
was spring.
45 out. It is still 45 degrees out.
That's all it ever needs to be.
No, I mean, come on. I want my 75, 80 degree weather. Thank you.
Well, no, he means like colder than that though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if Minnesota never got below like 40, this girl would be a happy camper.
We got to move to like California.
I know. Well, even
Jeremy
Texas
transferred
got
to
snow
San
this
Diego.
year.
Right.
Texas even got snow this year.
Yeah, but Texas is nobody likes Texas.
I like Texas.
I liked Texas until I heard about all the horrible things going on down there.
What's going on?
How they handled the power bill and how they handled the like everything down there.
So politics stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we talked about the whole villain origin story, right?
The what?
The villain origin story.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. It was like a podcast or two ago. Like a $16,000 power bill was what
Dollar Bower Bowl.
This is what made the person go be a villain because they got an outrageous power bill.
I'm laughing at the way that you said $16,000 power bill because you
know.
just switched all of the consonants around.
His Bauer pill.
That's just what I do.
You got your internet on the pulse of your sleep.
Yeah, I'm running at this connection speed right now is what the problem is. I've got air fiber or whatever is going on down here. But without busting the computer, Chris, can you pull up some Star Wars leaks?
I will
guarantee
try.
you that one of them is going to be Benedict Cumberbatch is not going to play Thrawn.
Yep.
I saw that all over Reddit everywhere.
That is going to be
so.
one of them.
I know Lars Mikkelsen is the other one a lot of people want. He actually voiced Thrawn in
In the
Rebels.
books. Yeah.
It was Mark
And if
Thompson.
Latin Operation Forces is still here or Frankie, I still have not finished High Jedi yet. It's just been absolutely crazy at work, and that's how I usually like to listen on my way to or from work. But I've
You
just
even
been.
had my car the past couple days.
I know I did.
You could just connect your phone to it and just listen.
I know. Well, one of the days was a snowstorm.
You're unable to listen to it?
Yeah, and you got out of work early because the government.
Well, yeah, because we can't put people's lives at risk.
which I can get up.
We're not the Death Star.
Close enough.
It's true. I was telling Chris, next week is my last week before I have to go back to work for maternity leave, and I'm so sad.
You know, if you just had another kid, you could just stay on maternity leave.
I know, right?
Yeah, but you'd have to be born within the next week and a half for Kara to get another 3 months.
Hey, I'm not in charge of the math. You guys figure that out.
Hey, we could talk about WandaVision.
Oh, it's all done. But what about people who
I don't know.
haven't watched it yet? We don't want to spoil
Other
it, do
people
we?
who haven't watched it. Haven't we?
All right, I'm going to get chat. You've got 3 minutes to decide whether or not we're going to talk about WandaVision.
It'll be Star Wars leaks and then WandaVision.
Ooh, running a smoker. That sounds awesome. Cam's
What?
running a smoker.
Ooh, that does sound good.
Are you bringing it over? Please say yes. I love smoked meats.
I don't know why everyone hates Kathleen Kennedy.
There's a lot of hate, but Kathleen Kennedy's been around since.
She's been around since Star Wars started. She was a producer. She produced all the Indiana Jones films. She was involved with the Star Wars franchise from its inception. I don't understand why
there's so much
she's
hate.
not sitting there intentionally trying to destroy anything. She's not pushing through things that are specifically have to be her way. She's just the person who's overseeing everything right now. Just because she's in a position of power does not mean that she's making unilateral choices.
Right.
And so all that said, Disney CEO Bob Chapek says that Kathleen Kennedy will keep working at Lucasfilm for years to come. I don't have any problem with that.
No, that's fine.
Right? It was like, because she has not come out and been like, I'm here to make sure that everyone gets the Kathleen Kennedy vision of Star Wars. She's just doing what she's always been doing.
So there's two groups of people. One group of people says Rey is a Mary Sue and Kathleen Kennedy needs to go. And then there's a group of people who are like, who don't care. They're like, no.
Oh, so Rey is a Mary Sue. I 100% agree with that, but I don't think that it's Kathleen Kennedy's fault. That's J.J. Abrams' fault.
So the thing I was gonna say is EA lost his video game exclusive that thing.
Oh, I missed this in chat last week. I read it and I didn't say it. I read it again now. Latin Operations Forces needs our shirt sizes.
Oh, sorry.
I'll send them right now.
Jeremy is
I'm
a
a
toddler
large.
medium.
I am a large.
I'm a medium.
And Kara will be a medium.
As long as like a men's medium. So women's, it's a large.
So, and then you'll just have to send over an iron-on for me or something. So, then I'll make sure it's in my size down in Puerto Rico. Then Benedict Cumberbatch, no interest in playing Grand Admiral Thrawn.
You were right.
I knew that was going to be a thing.
Both of those are labeled news. So, okay, let's back this up a second. For those of you who are not informed, we like to talk about Star Wars occasionally. What better place to go than r/Star Wars leaks to get all the misinformation and false lies and accusations about what Star Wars is going to be happening. So they can range anywhere from rumor to totally wild speculation to news to behind the scenes. Those first two are labeled as news. Those are things that are actually legitimately confirmable.
Right.
There's a rumor that The Mandalorian is searching for supporting roles codenamed Drash and Scad.
I'll play that.
I'll play Drash, you play Scad.
Why do I have to be Scad?
Because I want you to be.
Why not Drash?
You can be Drash. It's close to trash.
Whoa. No one said we even had to go there, and Kara's coming out of left field with that. No one said we had to go there.
Are you playing on your phone, Jeremy?
Chip's having a meltdown right now.
Is he really?
I'm parenting from a distance. Did you try the bottle? And then I'm trying to get my dad to go over and help my mom. He's having a meltdown.
I did see this earlier this week. D. Bradley Baker talking about The Bad Batch.
Oh, yeah, I suppose he's in that.
He's in everything.
Yeah, it's true.
It says, it takes what we found in the Clone Wars to another level of depth and awesomeness. What the Bad Batch ended up being asked to do was also a lot of fun and very, very interesting. I'm excited. Bad Batch is one of those things where it's like, I really want to see it, but then it's been announced for so long that I forget that it's coming, and then I remember, and it's
just around the corner.
Well,
it's literally just around the corner.
I was more hyped for The Mandalorian, maybe because it's live action and it had some weight behind it. But The Bad Batch is one of those things that's not on my radar constantly, and so I think I'm just going to be pleasantly surprised when it I know it comes May 4th and everything. I'm just going to be pleasantly surprised when it gets here. Mm-hmm. So it's not like I'm super anxious and I can't wait. I can wait. But it's not I'm going to really enjoy it. I really think I am.
You know what I can't wait for? Lego Star Wars.
Soldier? Oh.
Yeah, the Lego Star Wars video game that was supposed to be out last November.
And then it was
still
this
no release
spring,
date
they
yet.
say, and there's no release date. It's
Well, still, it gives me time to get a Switch because you're going to get it for Switch.
Is it going to be on Switch?
I think it's going to be on
it'll
everything.
Be on Switch, yeah. It'll be on. That'll launch.
I'm excited.
You think I can't play at
let's see
4K 60 frames a second?
Do you need to see a Lego breaking 4K 60, Jeremy?
I need to see an 8K.
Then the Mandalorian Ultimate Visual Guide has been canceled. There's a tweet saying, due to the ever-expanding world of the Mandalorian, will no longer be publishing the Ultimate Visual Guide at this time as the story continues to unfold on screen. So that doesn't mean it won't be coming some year. It's just not coming now.
That's interesting.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the top stuff for the last week on r/Star Wars Leaks. There we go. We fulfilled our requirement to stay a Star Wars podcast. Thank you.
That was the
Thank
overall
you.
theme of this podcast. I feel like we got back to our roots for this episode. We talked about Darth Vader exploding and also crapping.
Darth Vader exploding?
And crapping at different times of history to change things. My brain's just not working right this week. That's
It's okay.
all.
It's okay.
Firsthand, Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson. You can put this up into your case studies of what happens when you get to...
So getting
shot.
back to chat, David says he hasn't watched it, but he's not really planning on it, so go for talking about WandaVision. Brad says give Chip Milacon for his gas. Does that sound familiar?
We actually did put the Milacon drops in the diaper bag.
Oh, maybe I should tell her to try gas drops. I
yeah.
did not brief her on that.
Yeah. Yesterday, I didn't do it today, and I should have. Yesterday, just consistently, because that child, just to let y'all know, my child has real bad gas. And so yesterday, like
he
every...
gets it from his father.
He does.
Oh,
he does.
right.
He does.
He does, Jim. You're gonna lie. You're
Like,
a walking
seriously.
methane factory.
He is. He is. And I'm sorry, Jeremy poops multiple times a day.
No one needs to know that. I'm just trying to
Nobody
interrupt
does,
history.
but Chip does too. Like they told us, they were like, yeah, babies can go like 3 days without pooping, so don't like be worried about it or anything. And Chip poops like 4 or 5 times a day.
Completely natural.
You came in at the right time, Derek. So how many times does Jeremy take a crap at work?
Yeah.
2.
2?
Yes.
And how long do you spend in the bathroom each time?
Well, it's 5 minutes, and then the rest is all cell phone time.
So yeah, Derek says he's here for his 5 minutes of podcast watching. So
Chip must know we're talking about him because I just got a text. He's calming down now.
Oh, little boy.
Nice.
But yeah, Chip is a fart and poop factory. But he's a baby, so I mean, I guess that makes sense.
yeah, Jeremy doesn't have any excuses.
So
Chipotle.
I'm gonna make you envious a little bit about making you wish that you were a baby again. So David
Lord.
borrowed us a swing. So it's got
I'd
2
kill for
arms
this.
and it swings. And recently, like Chip is so big that we put him in it, we hit swing, and it just kind of sits there. So I don't know
Exactly.
I don't know what the max weight for that swing was, but we think it was getting pretty big. So at Target, they have a new one, and it's got a stand that goes up, comes around, and then it swings them like a pendulum. Okay, then you can rotate it, so then it'll do side to side, or you can rotate it so then they're going like front to back.
Like the Viking ship?
Yep. And so what this one does is, so it has these rotations, but it also vibrates too. So it vibrates. Well, Kara says it vibrates the gas out of him, so he feels better.
It was so funny. We put him in it yesterday, and I turned the vibrator on. Within like 10 minutes, it was just a fart fest. An absolute fart fest. Now, granted, I've been giving him Milacon drops all day, so I was like, every hour and a half or so, I would give him a dose of it. And he actually had a really good day yesterday. So...
Cam says he was really tired, sore arm, and had a stuffy nose after having the Pfizer vaccine. Is that what you had?
I have Moderna, but
Okay.
the Pfizer and Moderna, they're pretty dang similar.
Brad says the fruit stuff is really gassy, so maybe avoid that kind of baby food. I think they're just doing straight milk still.
Yeah. He's an EBF baby.
Kara also thinks he's lactose intolerant.
He is.
But not to her, but to when Kara has dairy.
Yeah, he is. He 100% is.
Have you quit dairy?
Yeah.
What are those ice cream sandwiches you had last night?
Those are for
Okay,
me.
that's just a little bit. I switched my milk in the morning to almond milk on my cereal.
What about
But-
that block of cheddar cheese you ate out of the fridge?
Actually, you did have cheese by
A
you
couple
yesterday.
slices.
So she had cheese and ice cream, but she said she's
But
not
it's not a lot.
You had a block of cheese when
I
I
didn't
came
have a block of cheese. I had like 3 little slices of
off
cheese.
of what?
A block of chili. So I didn't have a block. I had a couple slices off the block.
It's just a chip off the block of cheese.
Yes.
Chip doesn't like caffeine either.
Allegedly.
Every single time I have caffeine, the following day it's like the worst day of his life. He's crying. He won't take naps. It's horrible. So I've not had caffeine now for a while.
I'll say this: I very rarely have caffeine at home anymore, just because I don't drink soda at home. I know when it's like podcasting, I'm always up like 3 or 4 hours later on podcast day, just because I drink a couple of Diet Cokes down here.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous how caffeine. Like, because I used to drink caffeine all the time, and I was like, oh, I'm a night owl, whatever. It's like, no, it's just I have way too much caffeine in my system. So it's interesting.
I tell you what, I would kill for caffeine though, because last night I only got like 4.5 hours of sleep.
But some people purge their system and then they never have caffeine. So don't you think you should just not go back?
Nope.
You've done it.
I need my CDL. I want to drink vanilla Coke again. I want to drink my bubbler
There's
again.
options for all of these.
No, there's not.
Caffeine-free versions of all of those.
Where's caffeine-free Coke?
Well, diet.
Once the pandemic clears up.
Where's my caffeine-free CDL?
What's
Decaf.
CDL?
Cinnamon Dolce Latte from Starbucks.
Commercial
Decaf
driver's
still
license.
has caffeine
Right.
in it.
Barely a little bit. Like you could have decaf and still be considered a decaffeinated person. Yes, you can.
I honestly think that I've reached the threat. Like I don't have like withdrawal headaches or anything like that. Like I can go weeks without having caffeine. It doesn't affect me at all.
Yeah.
But on the opposite end though, now when I have these couple of Diet Cokes, I'm gonna be up all night.
So, we're getting old stinks. I was going to say, I have the exact opposite problem with that. If I don't have a cup of coffee by 9 a.m., I have a migraine by noon. So if I don't get coffee in me, it's going to be a bad day.
Well, you know what it was for me is I was like, I'm not going to drink soda anymore. But then I got this, they have these energy versions of that Mio stuff that has caffeine in it.
Yeah.
So then, like, when I felt like I needed some caffeine, I would just put some into the juice that I drink at home.
Yeah.
And it just, like, it got to be just, like, a pain in the butt, so I just do it less often. And I just, like, accidentally just weaned myself off of caffeine.
That's odd. That's the best
funny.
way to do it.
It's completely unintentional. I had no want to be not drinking caffeine. It just ended up happening, and it was hilarious. I was like, oh, wow. I was like, I haven't had caffeine in, like, 2 weeks. This is insane.
That is crazy. That is super crazy.
Brad said he was like that with his heroin addiction.
Yeah, I was just too busy.
Accidentally weaned him off.
Yeah,
I was so busy doing the cocaine that I forgot all about heroin.
Oh, man, I don't have any clean spoons. I guess I'll just wait.
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny.
Ridiculous.
That kind of went off the rails. Baby poop, Jerry Bear poop.
All right, so Jeremy was talking about Stardew Valley earlier, and we were sort of talking about, because we have the board game version of it now.
Yeah.
And so what we're thinking about doing is we're going to wrap up the podcast a little bit early, but we'll keep streaming, and we'll run the outro and everything. We'll just do a short cut down for the polished version that goes out at the beginning of next week. And then we're just going to play some Stardew, and you guys will just hang out. And
We'll talk with you still.
yeah, we'll still hang out with you and everything. It's just going to be mostly us playing Stardew, and then we're just going to sort of flip the set. So if anybody else has anything they want to hear us talk about, we're not doing an all-nighter, Ryan. We almost did yesterday. So here's a story about Ryan. So yesterday, Ryan couldn't find his car keys, so we got to ride home from work.
Okay.
So he was all bummed out that his car was stuck at work and he was at home, even though he lives like 4 blocks away.
Couldn't walk there?
It's central entrance. It's busy. There's no sidewalk.
Got it.
So I was like, I'm literally doing nothing right now. I was like, I'll go and pick you up. I'll drive 15 minutes out of my way.
Oh, yeah, this is funny.
Whatever. And then so drop him off in his car. And then he was like, is there anything I can get you? And I had a big lunch and everything. So he was like, oh, do you want to go grab something to eat or whatever? Or blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I'm not hungry. I'm not whatever. You know, and I was like, he's like, well, can I get you something to drink? And I was like, you're not going to want to go where I want to go to get a beverage. And he's like, where's that? And it's like, Sonic. The closest Sonic to us is 2.5 hours away.
Oh my gosh. Are there Sonics in Minnesota?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
but they're
awesome.
in the suburbs of the cities.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember what it is, Elk River?
Okay.
It's a long drive, though. Yeah.
That's-
Yeah,
we
because
got
like
my
you take
car.
35 down, then you take 94 over,
Yep.
that's
We
694
bought Kara's car in
down.
Elk River. Yeah, there is a Sonic in Elk River. We drove by it on the way to the dealership.
Did we?
Yeah.
So yeah, so like, so when I used to go visit Mike D, I'd go to Sonic all the time. They have you just name flavors, and you can put any flavors you want into this drink. It's so good. My favorite was cherry lime Diet Coke.
Oh yeah,
really good. Cherry vanilla Diet Coke is also very good.
Don't they? They've got those machines at like Qdoba and
they do
Noodles.
technically.
Yeah, but those machines don't do it as good as the way that they do it at Sonic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's something about the foam cup. I don't know.
I get it.
But anyway, so he's like, we can go to Sonic, and I was like, okay, so if you pay for my gas, I'll drive. We can go to Sonic. Right? And like we checked to see like what time they close and everything. And, like we would have made it down there easily or whatever. But then we started driving, and my windshield wipers, and it happened to me today on my way into here. Ryan just commented windshield wiper. Windshield wipers just turn on. And I'm like, what the
Weird.
heck? And then like I'd like mess with the.
You don't have automatic wipers.
I do.
Oh, you do. Okay.
So even when they're off, there's this auto moisture sensor that will just kick them on when it thinks that your windshield is too wet to see out of. And so it was just doing that, and it was like high speed, it was like, boom, 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 and it was so loud. So then we're like, okay, well maybe we'll just go to Hinckley, we'll just hit White Castle or something, right?
Heck yeah.
And then by the time we got to Cloquet, the wipers were so annoying. We're like, let's just stop at Cloquet. We'll just go to like DQ or something. I had to turn my car off at DQ. My wipers were so loud and going so fast.
Weird.
That it was distracting trying to talk to the person at the drive-through.
That sucks.
And it's I have no idea what the problem is with it, but it's really frustrating. But my windshield wipers are what ultimately ended up stopping us from driving down to Sonic last night.
I just love when you told me that you were going to drive all the way to the city. I imagine how you would feel today if you drove all the way down to Elk River.
Well, I still slept for like 14 hours, so I probably woken up at the same time.
That's true.
He said he felt bad telling me that earlier. I was like,
yeah. So I ended up going to bed at like 11:30 last night. I woke up at 2:30 this afternoon.
Yeah, Kara would kill for that much sleep. Like literally kill.
Somebody would die so I could get that much sleep.
David said that the Wendy's by the mall has one of those Coke Mixtrons or whatever.
Yeah.
So here's my beef with that freaking Wendy's. I've got beef with everybody. That Wendy's kept my freaking debit card. I've been there once in the last like 10 years.
I remember that was not that long ago.
Yeah, and they didn't give me my debit card back, so I'm like freaking out, can't find it. I think I was driving home from the podcast.
I remember that story.
So then I call them and they're like, "Oh yeah, we've got your card," and I was like, well, can I like come and pick it up? Like, what's, how late are you open type of thing? And so I go there, I go to pick it up, and I was like, well, maybe I'll order a Frosty or something. And on the off chance that they'll be like, oh, sorry, we totally screwed you over and kept your card.
Right.
Or whatever. Nope, still charged me the full thing or whatever. And I got up to the window and I was like, you guys have my card. You can just swipe it. And then I would like it back, please.
There's no way I would have swiped it if I was the employee at Wendy's. I would have been like, here's your Frosty and here's your card. No charge for use or having a day.
Yeah, so I mean, like, so, and I wasn't like, I was prepared to pay for it, but I was like, on the off chance that they want to be nice about making me, to get to the, up by the mall is about as far away in Duluth as you can possibly get from where I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was like a 40-minute round trip to pick up my debit card at 10 o'clock at night.
I had people forget their debit card and credit card or debit card and cash when they would come through drive-through. But I'd be like, I'd be about ready to hand it out the window, and they would drive up to the next window, and it'd be something small like a Frosty or whatever. So I'd try to run real fast up to the front to hand it to them, and they'd be gone. It was like,
so the one that Chris is going to still only has one window.
Yep. And the thing is, like, normally they have been handing the thing out for you to do the chip or whatever. So like I had my card like ready, and they like just reached out and like whoop, and like grabbed it and brought it inside and did the thing. And then so because you're conditioned now that like you've been doing the chip through the the handout reader, I didn't even think about it. And then I'm sitting there. Oh, not the least to mention is the fact that I was there for like 4 minutes waiting for my son. I ordered like a basic like cheeseburger meal. It wasn't anything complicated.
Way to go, David! You triggered Chris. You literally triggered him.
How do you not have? Like, it's like, I get if I order something incredibly exotic or like 70 nuggets or something, I'm gonna have to wait, right? But it's like when I order something super freaking basic and I still have to wait. I don't understand what the problem is.
Were your fries fresh?
I don't recall. Not really. I don't think.
Okay.
Not really.
Did I miss the
Sorry.
Lego story? I came in about 15 minutes late. What Lego story?
Is that from David or Jared?
Yeah, David.
Oh, David. I haven't told it yet.
He says, my bad for setting me off. Anyway, so that Wendy's can, they have not earned my trust back yet.
They can take a flying leap.
It was just the Lego story was just that Jarrett went down to the Lego store in the Mall of America and was looking for a couple Lego sets for us, and they didn't have
I
them.
really want the Lego bouquet.
And so the store employee gave Jarrett a free shipping coupon for if it comes in stock online, we can use the coupon code and get the shipping for free, at least since he was at a store where we wouldn't have to pay for shipping. He continued to talk to said salesperson, employee, and they told him about the podcast. I don't know if he said anything about Brickable. You can find us on YouTube at Brickable, and with an I, Brick Ible, I-B-O-E. But they continued to have a good conversation. He checked it out on the spot right there. Couldn't believe how good everything looked, as you all watching know. And then it called back and saw Keith's episode. Thought that was super cool. Wanted to know the name of Keith's movie because he saw the mystery episode where we did the mystery game with Keith. And so then he wrote down Keith's movie and he wants to watch Keith's movie and he subscribed right there on the spot. So all that was really, really cool. And then he ended up giving Jarrett a coupon as well. So that was just a really, really cool experience. But as this story progresses, I think it's going to progress a little bit, possibly. We will fill in more at that time. So, and that I think is a good way to end.
All right, so like I said, we're just going to roll through our standard outro stuff, but feel free to stick around. We're going to be doing some finagling with some cameras
as long as Chip is good.
Is he still doing okay?
I'm going to call as soon as you
Okay.
cut to screen to see if my mom could go the length of the board game.
All right, so, well, thank you guys for joining us up to this point anyway. Go ahead and give us a like if you liked this and want to see more content like this in the future. Comment down below with how you feel about any of the topics raised today. Were the Death Star employees innocent? I think
They were not.
Subscribe if you're not already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time we upload a new video or go live. I think it's pretty fun interacting with us, so it's worth checking us out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and of
May the
course,
force be with you.